Hello, this is Brian Rowe with a quick, new, fun Mythic MTG Tech number 66 here on the top basic lands to put in your deck. Now, I know I'm usually here talking about practical things, but occasionally, if you put together a great commander deck, or even a cool standard deck, or best of all, a legacy deck, you may want to do something to try to make that deck special. And these are all the really cool things that you can do with basic lands to make them special. Now, the honorable mention, and actually what is my favorite, is when individuals personally customize their land in some way. They have something that is special or interesting to them. So this top 10 is not an objective top 10. It's purely subjective. It's about the cool stuff that I love. As you'll see down here in the honorable mentions, that is one of my absolute favorite looking forests and one of the coolest looking extended artwork islands that I've seen out there. This swamp over here, it's actually a drudge skeleton. It's a misprint. If you can throw that into a black EDH deck, it is way too cool. I love extended art cards, and I've got a friend, Clint, who does level 2 judge. He blacks out a lot of the individual foil lands that he has, so it's got this really cool border that looks like that to it. So let's jump into what my top 10 favorite basic lands are. In the number 10 spot, I love the Zendikar land. These full art basic lands are just amazing. You know, a lot of people love the islands, think that the islands are better than anything else. I actually like a few of the mountains there. Let's take a look at all of them. In fact, in each of these, I've chosen a particular one that I like the most, and I try to collect it. This is by far one of my favorite sets to open. Myself and my partner, who runs the board game blog, MaggieBot, drafted several boxes of this set. One of the cool reasons was just these lands. I had just gotten back in to Magic, and it was just really nice to pick these up for individual decks. Also, it was just a great, fast, fun, quick draft set. Number 9 spot is the Irina Lands. Now, these lands were given out as participation in arena events. There's a bunch of different iterations of these. These were given out over many years, early in Magic's history. This is the first place they put foil lands. This foil basic forest and foil basic island was where we got some of our earliest ones. The island here in the middle has that little Urza Saga symbol. The one on the other side here is missing that Saga symbol and is apparently worth a lot at this point. 20, 30 bucks, some ridiculous amount. Both of those were extremely common and just given away to WotC stores and any other of the equivalent of what are now premier stores, but places that ran these leagues. And you showed up to the leagues, normally you didn't pay anything or maybe $1 to participate, and you got these things for free. They're a really nice way to pimp out your decks. Number 8 spot is the original full art lands. This is the first time they did full art lands. These are the unglued lands. The artwork on them is really nice. Definitely enjoy these. I really like the design change. You've got the new tap symbol there. Very, very pretty, nice classic way. And as I mentioned earlier, these make some of the absolute coolest looking extended art lands out there. In the number 7 spot, I really like the original alpha and beta lands. And a lot of people ask me, how do you tell the difference between alpha and beta? The big thing right here is the corners. Look at those corners. The alpha cut corners are smaller than the beta cut corners. The other thing is, alpha only had 10 lands. These are the original 10 land pictures. In beta, they added another 5. So you've got a few more that are available in beta. But those original pictures for land, beautiful. Number 6 spot, some of the coolest looking artwork and best looking foils out there have to be the foil basic snow covered lands. These things are just incredible. You got to see them in person. Showing them here on the screen does not do justice until you see them in the light. Amazing artwork. Check them out. I really like the snow covered island. Snow covered plains is also really nice. Now the APAC lands. These have the most character of any of the lands that I've played with. They're actual pictures of different places. The mountain there is Mount Fuji. The plains there is Ayers Rock in Australia. I mean, that's a kangaroo. How much cooler than that can you possibly get? I know there's some Euro lands also that were done at another point in time. I love the APAC lands. They're just incredible pictures of things like the Great Wall of China. These guys were distributed inside, I believe it was 4th edition boxes. that were sold in those countries. They were in these little clear blue and red packs. I've cracked open so many of these packs I can't even count it. I loved these a long time ago, and they're one of the few things that I've held on to in my collection for many years. Each of these different sets, I've got a picture that I really love out of them, especially the planes. The Ayers Rock and Great Wall of China are just incredible. I also really like that Chinese graveyard that's in there. Number 4 spot, I've got one that if it was legal to play in tournaments at this point would be number 1. It's just a cool misprint. It's the Walled, it's the German Forest misprint. It's a forest with the artwork from a plains put together on a single card. Very common. Who knows what they run now? Probably 10, 20 bucks. Wonderful card. I may know some people who might have exploited this a bit back in competitive Magic when people didn't care too much about playing misprints. At this point, I don't know any judges that will let you play this unless it happens to be in an all-green deck. Otherwise, the ability for this to be abused is a little bit high, but it looks really cool. I've got an honorary one of these sitting in my mono green EDH deck. Number 3 spot here, I've got what a lot of people put at the top of their own list. These are the borderless or almost borderless lands that came out of Unhinged. They're just incredible artwork by John Avon. Card Kingdom, where you're spending a bit too much time playing Magic, has these in full poster size giant on the walls. They are just beautiful, incredible artwork. I love the forest. The island tends to go for the most because I think blue players just have extra bags of money sitting around to spend on Magic. The forest is just incredible. It also looks amazing in foil. Moving into the Guru Lands. These were a mail away player reward land that were given out. You got these for participation in events. They were mailed to players. I have not seen very many of these out there. They tended to be played very, very, very heavily. I remember playing these pre-sleeves when in tournaments nobody put their cards in sleeves, or it was kind of an honor thing that you would play before sleeves were even allowed in tournaments, so you continued to shuffle your cards. Finding these in good condition is very difficult. I actually don't care about the condition on these. If I was going to pick one of these up for an EDH deck, I'd rather have one that's beat. They are very nice artwork by one of the best Magic artists out there, very iconic. If you see these occasionally, you'll run into them hanging out in basic land boxes. Definitely pick them up. They have obscene prices on them currently. I believe we're looking at $100 to $300 a piece, with the island being the top of that list currently. Number 1, this is one that just warms my heart. This is the Arabian Nights Mountain. It's the only mountain in Arabian Nights. In fact, it is the only basic land in Arabian Nights. We've got a beta one there. Comparing it to the Arabian Nights, it's a little bit lighter. It's got this cool little symbol on it from Arabian Nights that can cause you huge problems because City in a Bottle can actually remove these from the game and not let you play them. I used to have a mono red deck that was all Arabian Nights Mountains. In fact, I still have the deck. It's the only deck that I've never gotten rid of every time I've gotten rid of my collection. And these mountains are just too cool. I will risk running into a City in a Bottle to play these mountains just because of that little symbol right there. And I also like the artwork. It's a nice early piece of Magic history there. Oh, got another great announcement. I know that we just hit 500 subscribers, but we're already up to 666 subscribers. Okay, that's my best guess at a maniacal laugh. I'll work on that over time. Maybe if I get to 6,666, I'll come up with a better laugh by then. This has been Brian Rose, Mythic MTG Tech, looking at the top 10 basic lands out there to put in your own deck.